bodily harm to anything underneath him. Eric Swann, Buddy Ryan's pet project this summer. Straight ahead.
Called Eric Swann the darndest thing he'd ever seen. Ryan probably made that statement after watching Swann in a game last October against Washington. Swann piled up 12 tackles, forced and recovered a fumble, had 2 sacks and a safety. As we hear from Mark Schwartz, Swann's healthy and happy with his new coach and the new cast around him.
I intend to disrupt every offensive formation ever created.
They look at the tapes and they see how this guy's just dominating people, they're going, woof.
Oh, man, what a hit. It's Swann again.
Woof. Yeah, those guys are good, but this guy is something else.
Well, I think he might be the best defensive tackle that ever played the game. He's got great strength, great speed. He weighs over 300 pounds. He run the 880 for us in linebacker time. He's an unusual person.
So unusual that the Cardinals were willing to roll the dice 3 years ago and make Eric Swann the first non-college player drafted by an NFL team since 1946.
When the Cardinals selected Swann with the 6th pick of the '91 draft, there were snickers, another Cardinals draft goof. Well, many would admit now mistakes were made that day by the 5 teams that picked before Phoenix. Jimmy Johnson says all 5 must be kicking themselves, and he picked first that year.
Every now and then I go up to him and I say, look, you got to play good all the time, because people are looking at you. You're Eric Swann. You got a name now. Everybody say, well, they're not laughing anymore. You're a player.
Ryan calls him the next Reggie White, only with more speed, and says he's like Ray Childress, only with more size.
He's got great speed. He's a competitor. He's got all the things to be a Hall of Famer.
Of course, before he makes it to Canton, Eric Swann will have to get to the Pro Bowl first. His first 3 seasons have been marked by moments of greatness, shrouded by inconsistency, and 4 knee operations.
Durability is more important than ability in the National Football League. You got to be there for 16 games. You just be there for 4 games or 5 games. That's not going to get it done.
Playing on the Joe Bugle, I took a lot of beatings playing in 4-3 defense. You know, a lot of double team, triple teams, and it took its toll.
They won't be able to triple team him as much as they did. That you know, we'll have people in there that they also have to worry about.
People like Seth Joyner, who Ryan calls the best linebacker in the NFL, and fellow free agent Clyde Simmons, who led the league in sacks 2 years ago. Buddy predicts his front 7 will be the most feared in the league.
That is what, you know, Buddy is, you know, in a way kind of counting on us to project over to the other guys, is this attitude, you know, that you have to have, this chip on your shoulder that you have to play with, and you have to make people fear you.
I have talent that surrounds me. It's just not me anymore playing and everybody taking in cheap shots on Swann, and Swann goes down. Okay, now we can handle the defense.
Swann is still fuming about an illegal chop block by the Eagles, which ended his season 7 games early last year.
I got to steal in the opponent's mind, or some lunatic coach like Rich Kotite thinks he's going to do what he did to me last year, that I'm not going to tolerate that. And then once you mess up his whole formation, you take his quarterback out. He has not one offensive lineman left on the line, but backups. Then he get the message that Swann is not to be with.
In Flagstaff, Arizona, Mark Schwartz, ESPN.
This NFL Training Camp Report is brought to you by Glidden, celebrating 120 years of making the world a more colorful place.